What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2, guys, to the Q&A we done last month. I know a lot of questions were answered last month. Today we're gonna answer some more questions. So I asked you guys to leave some questions on Instagram, and there was a lot of questions asked. We're gonna answer some of those universal questions that I believe can help a lot of you guys out there. There's a lot of questions lately, so hopefully this video can help. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's get right into the first question. First question: how many hours a day did you put into your trading when you first started off? So you don't need to put that many hours a day, guys. Trading is one of those things that you will learn with time. Okay, you will learn trading with time. Like, you can learn the course, you can learn the theory, but you have to back up the theory with practice. You have to back it up. I mean, not everything's gonna make sense instantly. Some things might make sense instantly, while others you're gonna have to actually practice, open up the demo account and put it into practice. So one day, 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day is more than enough, and with time it will all make sense. All right, so remember, this is a skill, and with any just like any other skill, it takes time. It takes time. The more you do it, the more you start understanding it, and you get better at it, right? And you'll find your edge that way. How much capital you start with, and how did you learn? Also, how long before you started full-time? There's a lot of questions in this question. So how much capital you start with? And this is directed at me. When it comes to capital, guys, don't worry about what I trade with. Worry about you, because what I can trade with, I can afford to trade with that, and I can risk that much money. For many people, they can risk all their money, but then they get attached to that money where their decision starts getting, I guess, clouded. Their vision starts getting clouded, and they get scared, and that's where the question comes in: how do you deal with emotions? Well, you deal with emotions when you trade with money you can survive without. Okay, so I've answered that question of how much money you need in a separate video actually a year ago, so go have a look. That's assuming you don't use leverage. I'll leave it in the comment section for you guys. So what is leverage? That's another question. Well, leverage is like a loan the broker gives you. Okay, so let's say you start with $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, and you want to buy X amount of shares, and you can afford X amount of shares. So leverage is basically will allow you to buy X amount of shares, and the broker will give you the loan, and basically it's not a loan, but it's just a extra buying power. And once you close the position, you take your profit, and then you give back the loan, and you just end up with the profit. So the leverage can allow you to make more money, but also you can lose just as much if you don't know what you're doing. Right? So that's what leverage is. It's just extra buying power. So next question: how did you learn? So I learned through trials and errors. When I first came on YouTube to learn and whatnot, because that's the first thing you come to do, is search YouTube how to trade. You know, not many people, like, there wasn't a YouTube channel like mine where I was just giving you everything you need, right? And I gave you the full strategy on YouTube. Now obviously there's more to it, but like, there wasn't somebody out there doing what I do. Now everybody's doing, you know, making their own YouTube channels and teaching what I've been teaching you guys for years now. And it's the same content as me. But anyways, so trials and errors, guys. When you swing trade and you're holding like a stock, and you see an earner report for that stock, and the stock comes out and says, I've just got an earner report and I'm down 20% before market open, you're saying to yourself, maybe I can trade this. Maybe I can day trade this. I can play the volatility. And over time, I was researching, and I was just focusing on this and just reading the price action and the patterns that have been forming, and I formed a strategy around it. And that's how I learned. How long before you started full-time? So here's the thing, guys. If you want to do this full-time, then you're gonna have to make a large sum of money, a lump sum, right? So that will prove that you know what you're doing. That will prove that you're good at what you do, and from there on, you can do this full-time. Because if you haven't made a lump sum, something to fall back on, because trading is one of those things where this month you make consistent profit, maybe next month you don't. Not saying that you won't, even though you're good, but there's always this like a lack of confidence in the future when it comes to trading. You know, it's like, am I gonna do well next month? Assuming you're good at what you do. So, like, I'm not saying you won't, but there's always this doubt in the back of your head. So that's why it's important, guys. You build up a lump sum, just something to fall back on if you have a bad month or whatnot. But that will also prove to you that you can do this full time, because you're good at what you do. If you grow your account, then that means you're ready full time. That's the way I view it. Okay? Do you have a degree in economics or something of that kind? No, I don't. I've got an honest degree in business computing. Doesn't have to do anything with trading, but it doesn't do, like, it's not related to trading, not related to business, even though the name is business computing. You know, if you want to learn microeconomics, you can learn it here on YouTube for free. I think you probably learned it in the last video in 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes. So you don't need a degree to trade. What do you think it takes to be successful at anything in life? What mindset? Listen, everybody wants success. Everybody wants to win at life. Everybody wants to make money. But what differentiates those that actually get to do it and those who don't? Even though everybody will probably try trading at one stage. Not just trading, but any business. Some people want it, some people kind of want it. Those who kind of want it will try it, will fail, will point fingers, and they'll turn into these salty finger pointers. While those who really want it, they know there's no turning back. It's either this or nothing, all right? It's either this or nothing. Obviously, some people who try it might not be emotionally capable to handle the emotional roller coaster with trading. So if they quit, I don't put blame on them. But if they turn salty, if they turn into finger pointers and this and that, where, you know, they will doubt the industry itself, etc., etc., then, you know, they become part of the Group B. But Group A, even if they fail at one thing, they'll get back up and they'll do something else with everything, right? And I'll make a separate video for that, actually, because that's a very important question. When are you closing your course? So I remember putting up a status where it said 29th of August my course will not be available. Now the thing is, guys, being in this industry gets a bad name, it gets a bad rap, and, you know, being in this industry, it's very, I don't want to say, like, my free content has been taken and repackaged and put on YouTube channels that have higher subscribers than me, and those YouTube channels that were fans of this, you know, fans of this YouTube channel, they will try to sell it, and, you know, they have been doing that for reoccurring payments. And I've been there before them, like before they even existed on YouTube. Like, nothing against that, but just shows you don't even need to, you don't even need to be successful at what you do to sell a course. So that's why this industry gets a bad name. But that's not really the full reason. The full reason is I want to be that person that actually gets those who follow him and use his style of trading to a level where they can vouch for him because they've succeeded. And I have few people that will vouch for me, and always vouch for me. Loyalty, that's all I need is loyalty. And that's what anybody, like, if you want to do this full time, where you're helping people and being in an industry that's, you know, self-help and whatnot, you have to have people that vouch for you, regular people that came, saw, you know, signed up, and you helped them. And I spend a lot of time with the chat room, the guys can tell you that. So maybe I'll stop it for a few months and then I'll get back in after I've brought these guys to a certain level where they don't need me anymore. And sure enough, some of them don't need me anymore, and I've been showcasing them on YouTube in several videos. How to eliminate emotions. Like I said, the money you use, okay, needs to be money you can live without. If you use money that you're attached to in your life savings, then obviously with every trade you make, it's gonna be volatile and you're gonna be scared. You're gonna take your money quick, you're gonna take your losses quick. And that's not what you want to do with trading. So you can trade with money, you can survive without it. And just think about it this way. What are you going to do with 2,000 anyway? All right? Like, you can't do much, you can't buy much with 2,000. And think about the time it took you to save that money, probably 2-3 months, maybe 4 months. So you can always make that money back if you ended up losing it. That's the mindset you need to have. Not saying you will, but if you did end up, and with trading you can't blow your whole account up unless you're trading penny stocks. Because that's where risk management comes in, right? You're gonna make more money than your losses. That's the end goal, especially when you know what you're doing and what you're looking at. I live in Ireland, I use a CFD account, should I pay taxes? If you live in Europe in general, because in the US you can't trade CFDs, but if you live in Europe or Canada and you're trading CFDs, then you're gonna have to pay tax, unless you go to a tax-free country, and that's where the tax stops. You don't pay tax. How do you deal with stress caused by day trading? Very important question, guys. Not everybody is built for day trading or trading in general, even swing trading, right? Some people are emotional. So if you are really stressed out, make sure that you stop stressing by quitting, right? I'm not gonna say you're not a hard worker and whatnot, but if day trading is putting stress on your life and it's destroying, you know, your peace, then you're not built for it. But if you really want to solve the problem, then stop seeking success quickly. Because that's why I was personally stressed out, because I wanted success quickly. I wanted change quickly. I wanted the money quickly. And like I said in the first question, this is a skill. It takes time to perfect. So it can take 6, 12 months, 3 months even, 2 months even. All depends on how disciplined you become and how of a fast learner you are. So when you stress yourself over success with any business, you're gonna stress yourself out because you want it quickly. And that's very important. Otherwise, it's okay to quit if you can't handle that, because not everybody's built for it, right? Emotionally. Like it's not, you know, it's not for everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're emotional, then it's not gonna be for you. And I've warned a lot of people that came to me and said, I want to get your course, but I have such and such condition. I say, stay away from trading altogether. Now, the reason why I said stay away, even though they might know themselves better than me, is because sometimes people can have this gambling mindset, and when you have a gambling mindset and you get into day trading, then it's gonna be, no, hell no, alright? Like, not a chance. You're gonna be sane after that, just because of the volatility that exists in the stock market. Is there any correlation between European and American market open? Yes. So what happens is, at night time with the Dow Jones, you know, the Dow Jones will move down, the overall market will be down, the FTSE will also be down on market open, and halfway through the day, when the market opens for the US, let's say the Dow Jones ends up spiking upwards, so will the London Stock Exchange, will end up spiking upwards. So yes, there is a correlation. What is happiness for you? Are you happy right now? That's a very personal question. Truth is, not fully happy. Like I said, we're working on happiness, you know. I know what makes me happy. I know how I'll get there, but that's all that matters, is knowing what makes you happy and knowing that you're not happy and how you're gonna get there. That's all that matters, right? Always knowing how you're gonna get that and how you're gonna achieve happiness. And it's not money related. How do you stay motivated? Again, that's where you look at yourself in the mirror and start talking to yourself, telling yourself that you can do better, you know? Because when you make your money and achieve success, and not just that, when you're not seeing success or change, people will talk you out of it. You know, the losers will come to you and say, you know, don't do this, it will never be you, etc., etc. So you have to tell yourself, tell yourself, you know, the money you have today, it's nothing. Like, you have to continuously, you're worth more. The money will dry. You don't want to live a specific lifestyle. You want to live this lifestyle. You want to live this life. You want to have this. And constantly tell yourself that you're not where you are today, or not where you should be. And that will keep you in the zone. That will keep you motivated always. When you talk to yourself, don't let somebody else talk to you. You have to talk to yourself, because if somebody else talks to you, they will demotivate you. They will tell you, come to the comfort, come to the averageness, come to not doing anything. That's usually what happens when you let people talk to you. So, what should be the stop loss for a trade according to you? Always 2%. Average volatility when you enter a position, assuming on a good pullback, and just right before a drop, if you're shorting, is 2%, because a stock, when it pulls back the opposite direction as your entry, if it goes against you by 2%, then it's going to go against you by 4 and 5. So that's the stop loss, and also the take profit usually. If you return to the beginning of your trading life, would you have done anything differently? Well, no, yes, I wouldn't revenge trade. I would focus on starting small. I would focus on learning properly all the ins and outs. Now, obviously, not everybody that you're going to learn from is going to teach you what you need to know, what works and what doesn't. Some people just teach you anything they know just because they want to teach you. They want to sell a course on it. So I remember somebody asking on the chat room, Zed, why is there so many indicators and you don't even use a single one? We only use support and resistance. And somebody else answered, that way you can sell a course on it. And I said, correct. How long does it well, back to that before we move on. I wouldn't revenge trade. I understand, you know, revenge trading will screw me over, and I would definitely not make more than 2 trades halfway through the day. I'll only be one trade a day keeps the tears away. Right, write it down. How long does it take to finish your course. It should take a week to finish max. But then there's a module you have to go over and over again. This module is called for advanced traders. We talk about price action, etc., etc. We put everything together, and that's going to be the only module you'll ever need, and everything else will just be put into this module. So a week max is how long it should take to finish, but again, you'll have to go over that module, just so you know it will make sense when you start practicing. Going over this module will answer all the questions you see in front of you on the day when trading. All right, hopefully this video helped, guys. Hopefully this video gave you some value, gave you a little insight, and answered some of those questions. I'll see you again for more videos. I'll leave some links to questions asked previously in a separate video in the comment section. And I've also answered some of those questions on my website in the facts section, so go have a look. See you again, guys. Appreciate you for watching. I know I look tired today. I'm very tired. I was just at the beach, so the sun got me really well. But anyways, see you again for more videos, guys. Peace and love, and I'll see you on Instagram for more videos. Peace.